I'm not religious, really, but I would say God, just because I don't have another name to like represent this force I feel like put me here. Because like I started to realize my life didn't really make sense, how like things have happened. I jumped around a lot as a kid, and Hurricane Katrina, we moved, like we just lived in a trailer park for a while. I don't know, my life has just been all over the place, and somehow I'm like here. I just like can't explain it. Who is Leonard Galmon? Yeah, I don't really know. I guess there's a lot of ways I could like answer that question, or like say who I am. I don't know, I have 5 younger siblings, who I like think about a lot. It's like what's keeping me here at Yale most of the time. I like art. I don't know, I'm a person like any other person who's trying to like figure out how to like get through life. I guess I can talk about what I like to do. I like to read. Started reading when I was 9. It was what like kept me sane. I feel like it was just a place to go and like escape, you know, like books create these worlds, and like you can always pick up a book and like enter another world. You don't always have to like be here, which is nice. And then in high school, I like got into art, started to draw, started to paint. But I don't know, halfway through freshman year of college, or like after being here, I started to realize how like important it was to like have black faces in paintings. And it was something I didn't even realize like was important, or that my work was doing, or like was part of the appeal of the work. So I like continued and like painted more portraits. I got some of my cousins, I got some of my neighbors. And it's a series I'm still continuing. Partly to like kinda to have these kids painted and to just play around with color. Like people's skin are just like so fun to look at when you pay attention and think like a painter, because you don't just see like brown or like white. You see blues, purples, yellows, greens, oranges, and like, but to the what's in your cup question, I'm like still doing the portraits. Last year was a rough year. I almost took time off from school. I ended up coming back, but I was just having a hard time. I guess my siblings, keep me here, like even when I like want to leave sometimes, it's just so I could like prove to them that like, you know, it's possible. You know, maybe I'm wrong, but like, at least the kind of life I want to live and the kind of person I want to be, it's not like contingent on me being here. Right now, I'm just like trying to make work that feels good. And it's like this weird abstract video I like made with a friend, or these like trees that I've been drawing just because I like trees. Yeah, and I guess that's what's in my cup. Home for me is where my family is. Just because we've like always moved around a lot, so like no particular place is ever like this is home. But we were always together. It's like all 7 of us. But yeah, that's where I feel like most comfortable. Yeah, and I feel it's where I feel the most accepted too. But they also keep me, I don't know, my family like to play a lot, so like can't be too serious, and that's like, I don't know, it's nice. I could like overthink and work myself up about stuff, and like it's always nice to have them. You're like, bro, calm down. And I guess I thought a lot about like how I got here, but also like the big one for me is like why I'm here. I took this like a sociology class here over the summer, and she talked about like where personal problems become social problems, and like there's been a lot of me understanding why we had the problems we had growing up, like why we still do, even with me like being here, being in those like 2 places is kind of crazy. And I've like come to like, I don't know, just think that love is like what's most important, and like people. And I think I should be using like where I am now, using all the information I'm getting, and like taking advantage of like the opportunities I'm getting to like help as much as I could. It's this weird kind of faith that I have that like I will know what I'm like, I guess, supposed to be doing. The last painting I did over the summer, I was really happy with. I started to play with colors in like an intentional way that I hadn't like done before. Like when I talk about like the colors I see in people's skin, I like, while like I want to show that to people, I exaggerate it in the painting. But essentially I'm just putting down what I see. I've never like altered colors or like used colors that I put around it to change the way the other colors were perceived. And I like started to play with that a little bit in my last painting. And I was like, I'm a beast. What's cool though is that like that feeling always goes away. I'm never complacent with art, which is, I think that's a good thing. I think I may stop doing it whenever I do reach a point, if I reach a point where I'm just like, yeah, there's nothing else for me to do with this. I don't really know what I want my art to say yet. I know art can be like very powerful. One thing that comes to mind is just like listening to the positive voices and like in their life or like in my own life is something I try to do, and like that can be so hard to do sometimes. But I honestly do think it's like one of the most important things, because that's where the hope comes from, I feel like. But all of those things, just like working hard and like not giving up, like that's hard to do without the motivation and the hope that like you're working towards something better, you know? And I know it was something I lost sight of like a lot of times in my life. But always came back that like people, I don't know, there was always like in school there was always at least one good teacher who like told me good things about myself, provided the encouragement and the motivation I needed. So I guess my advice to like the people who are in like these kids' lives is just to like provide encouragement, you know, even for like the little things, you know. They do a doodle, like, you know, you're tired, you just got off of work, but like, oh, that's a nice doodle, you know, like just little, just hand out little bits of encouragement. And for like the kids themselves, listening, not only to like the positive voices around you, but also like the voice inside of you too. Like, I don't want to say like stay true to yourself, but like, you know, that's kind of like, it's kind of how it is. And it like takes some strength, but it also takes those people around you too, to like stay true to yourself, because no one inside is like a bad person. Like we all, I feel like deep down just want to like be loved and to like give love. I always see like Snickers and like, you know, that commercial. I feel like it at least it worked for me, because like I always want to buy one. And like a lot of the times I do. And it's like, it's never as good as it is in like in my imagination. And it's like I should just have real food. You're like, but I don't know. I always go back and like buy one, you know. And I think like art is like that for me sometimes. Just that like, you know, occasionally I'm like really pleased with something I've made. Enough to help me like maintain like confidence in myself. But I've had like so many like Snickers experiences too. And that like kind of keeps the hunger there. And I like to learn from each, I guess, like failed piece, or like piece I feel didn't work as well as I wanted to. So that's like my chocolate.